If I were in charge, which I'm not, unfortunately.
Hey, welcome back to Undefined Therapy, and today we're going to be finding out if you're a control freak.
This is what gun reform would look like to me.
Okay.
First and foremost, we need age limits. If at 18 you are not responsible enough to buy and consume alcohol or cigarettes,
He smokes with cigarettes.
and you can't even get a rental car until the age of 25, then how are we making it so that 18-year-olds can buy guns?
When the U.S. officially entered the war, the draft expanded to include men 18 to 37.
Make the minimum age at least 25.
You serious?
Number 2, ban every single military-style weapon.
No.
You do not need an AR-15.
King says one of the men started pistol whipping him while another kicked him repeatedly in the head. King's wife, who was 8 months pregnant, was in the back bedroom and peeked out to see what was going on. That's when King says one of the masked men shot at her. She retreated, grabbed an AR-15, and returned fire.
I'm sorry, I don't care what your reasoning is. It's wrong. You don't need one.
Control freak.
Number 3, require a mental health professional to sign off that you are mentally stable and okay to have a gun.
When this Army major goes on trial today for allegedly murdering 13 fellow soldiers and civilians, he may not put on much of a defense.
Number 4, there needs to be a mandatory waiting period. You should not be able to go into a store and same day come out with a gun. No.
As investigators continue to look for a motive, news the killer may have scouted 2 other major cities as possible targets.
In August, Stephen Paddock booked a room at the Blackstone Hotel overlooking Lollapalooza in Chicago, but never checked in. He booked another room last month for the Life is Beautiful show near the Vegas Strip, and he may have also researched locations near Boston's Fenway Park.
Number 5, once you have purchased said gun, there needs to be a probation period in which you are watched closely 2 to 5 years, and if you do not keep up with your training, if you commit any crimes, the gun comes back. It's not yours anymore.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Number 6, there needs to be mandatory training courses. You should not be able to purchase a gun with 0 training.
Are you stupid or something?
There should be at least a day course that you have to sit through and listen to stats and see images and know how the gun works. And then there also needs to be a physical portion that you have to go through where they actually show you how to properly use said gun.
That doesn't make sense.
Which brings me to number 7. That initial training is just to get you started, and then to keep your gun, there needs to be like a yearly, a bi-yearly training where you have to come back and do it again.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
That also includes another mental health check to make sure you're okay. Because today I could buy a gun and be mentally okay. 2 years from now, I could have that same gun and not be mentally okay anymore. And lastly, we need to end all online and private sales of guns. There are federal background checks, but what slips through the cracks are the 40% of private sales that happen online or at gun shows where there is no background check at all.
Okay, now let's try to get an answer from someone who's not a complete retard.
If you don't already know by now, you can definitely buy guns online. So does that mean you don't have to do a background check? Not at all. Actually, the same laws apply whether you buy a gun in a store or online.
If we end private sales and make it to where you can only go in to a federally regulated gun store to get a gun, it makes it safer for everyone. And this is just a
control freak.